How has your day
There we
gone
go.
so
How's that?
far? You doing well?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Sweet. Any classes? That was a weird coincidence.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't have any classes right now. It's just I'm on a co-op internship for. I've been on it for 6 months. I got 2 more to go. So.
Oh, okay, nice. And then we're gonna crop this and this. Cool. And I'll just like blow us up and have us float. Oh, this is nice actually. And then chat goes above that. Drag it down. Cool. All right. I'm gonna pull up some questions, but just to start off, I guess I just wanted to give you a short little introduction for anyone that is watching and listening. This is Keegan. He is the number one most completed, I guess you could say, racer on Type Racer. So he has the most races that he's finished on the site, and it is the most used typing site in this sense. So he has, I believe it's 619,000 races completed, which is nuts because I don't know if anyone else is even like past 600 yet.
No, second place at like 380 right now, I think.
It's 380. Okay, so it's not even close. And this is we're talking like an average of probably like a good few sentences each. So on just Type Racer alone, it's fair to say that he's probably typed a good like couple million sentences or so.
Oh
which,
yeah,
which
easily.
is pretty sweet. Yeah, some of them are really long texts, of course, and like hard to complete. You've completed alt text as well. And
Yeah.
what's your record for the alt text one again?
My record, like what do you
Oh,
mean?
well, you finished all texts with like a minimum of I think it's like 130 or was it?
Oh right, yeah. I have all text above 130 words per minute, and then there's 2 really difficult ones that I still have left under 140 that I'm just still working
Oh,
on.
perfect, sweet. Oh, I should probably change, move that back over. Is it gonna pause our video if I? Sorry, I'm like half still new to this. I haven't streamed
Yeah,
it
no worries.
streamed it a minute. Okay. So okay, one big question I wanted to ask right off the bat was about typing competitions in general because I didn't realize how competitive it got until I was like looking up into okay who can I invite on to chat about this stuff, and it seems like it's this very I guess you could say niche area where people are kind of unaware it exists, but the people that are aware are like very into it and like very like hardcore about it. Essentially, that could be said about I think a lot of the typing community in general. What has your experience been like in typing competitions? How many have you been in? Let's start there. How many typing competitions would you guess that you've done so far?
Well, I mean, typing competitions, I mean, there's different levels of them. Like I competed in the Ultimate Typing Championship 2020, which is probably the most well-known one, and that was a ton of fun being together with a whole bunch of fast typists from around the world. And then I've been in a number of smaller competitions as well, but nothing, yeah, nothing on that scale really. If I had to say, I would probably be in like 10 or so probably. It's not too many, but yeah, I mean, as far as the experience goes, it's a lot of fun. Like you said, yeah, it's a very a niche thing, but the people who do it are just absolutely insane. So the state of things right now, pretty much, if you go to a typing competition, you already know who's going to win. It's going to be like Jack or Josh
Yeah.
or one of those guys. They're like impossible to compete against, but it's still definitely a lot of fun. Like actually seeing the speeds they can produce in real time and competing against them, just giving yourself a challenge even if you know you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's like playing a fighting game against a friend of yours that you know is gonna just dunk you anyways.
Yeah,
But you still try
absolutely.
to have fun. Are there people that are like really really good at typing outside of competitions, but they kind of like not choke live? But have you noticed that they're like I haven't heard or seen of any has Sean been racing lately? Is he good live as he is elsewhere? DeRoche I've seen as a name like there's a few on Type Racer itself that I've seen a lot of people. Do any of them not only go to these competitions, but maybe you don't have to name drop, but is it like easy for somebody to choke in a situation like this? I would assume so.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. Like the thing about well, one thing that I think is not too often taken into consideration when people try to improve their typing speed is that like people try to improve their accuracy a lot, but what's inevitable is typos. Like there's no way you're ever going to be consistent enough to always get 100% accuracies. So typos are a part of it, and you have to be fast at fixing them, which is not something I see a lot of people practice. So that ends up what like tanks words per minute, especially if it's on a shorter quote. You make one typo and you're pretty much out of the running. So yeah, it's very easy for even top players to choke word per minute like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. That's a good point. I assume it would also tilt people pretty easily if they were doing fairly well, averaging way better than they were, and then all of a sudden they typo and they're like, oh god, wait, no, I can't. And then instead of just like panicking, gathering themselves for that like not even half a second that they need to just like backspace, and then keep going. A lot of times it would probably benefit them if they just took a breath. But it's like
Yeah, for
but
sure.
that goes for like a lot of, I guess, competitive stuff. Speaking of which, I was going to ask, do you get competitive in general? Like, would you call yourself a competitive person for most things in life, or is it mainly just typing because you like typing, or?
Well, so I mean, really competitively, like the only thing I've actually ever done a few years ago as a part of a martial arts team that I competed yearly at the national level, and then one year I went to internationals in Austria, and that was a lot of fun. So that was like the biggest competitive thing I did outside of typing. Other than that, like I'm not really doing anything competitive, although like personally I am kind of a competitive person, so like if I go to do something I tend to try to do it well. But yeah, nothing really serious other than typing right now.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Do you have a preference for a certain type of keyboard? Like, do you use mechanical keyboards? And if so, what switches do you prefer? I was gonna ask.
It's a good question, but unfortunately, I can't answer it. There's a big community for mechanical enthusiasts. I'm just not a part of that. Personally, I use the Apple Magic.
Okay.
Um, Now, one thing I should say, I don't really support Apple as a company because their stuff is kind of overpriced, but the keyboard is well made, and it's a ridiculous improvement for me. I did a comparison where I typed on Mac for 50 races and then the Apple Magic, and the difference for me was like 20 to 30 words per
Oh
minute. So
wow.
yeah, just the flatter feeling and like the lower travel distance is what really works for me.
Yeah, I assume because this is a chiclet keyboard with like the super flat keys, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I can imagine that going, yeah, between each key, brushing just horizontally as opposed to having to lift up, it makes a huge difference as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah, yeah, and something about my typing style a little bit. I do some like sliding. Like if there's a sequence of keys, like two or three in a row, I can slide across them, and you can't really do that on Mac. So
Oh, you're right. Yeah, good point.
yeah.
I guess it would be very specific words, but I'm trying to think like, I don't know, ploy. You might just do like PL and O all at the same time or something.
Well, that's kind of yeah. I mean, one example, like if you think of the word like school with a period at the end, and then you look at how OL period, I would just slide down all
Oh,
those.
right. Okay,
That's a fun
that
one.
is a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of a question. I had like a specific word like this where I was going to ask about. Say you have the word gateway. How much of this are you typing with either hand? And are you consistent when it comes to this, or?
Okay. Well, I mean, if I just type it out right now, I would probably go. Most of it is with my left hand, so like GATEWA is all with my left hand, and then I would reach over with my right for the Y.
Okay.
So as far as like for each or for each key, I don't have a specific finger assigned to each key or anything. Um, it's pretty much just like whatever feels natural, whatever is closest, easiest to hit. It's kind of like an intuition thing. It's not really something I ever practiced. But I did create a map of my keyboard fingerings for all the possible fingers I use for each key. I don't know. I mean, I could send that
Sure.
if you want to look
Yeah,
at it.
that'd be great.
Let me find it. So it would show you like how many like different possibilities there really are. Let me see where it is. Right there, I sent it.
Let's pull it up, and I'll show this on stream as well. Here we go. I'll drag it down. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see like pretty much every key there it has at least two fingers assigned, and then some have three as well.
Hmm. And I guess something like a Y is going to be entirely situational on where your hand's currently placed.
Yeah, absolutely. So like the word mm, your, for example, Y-O-U-R-E, I would type the Y with my left hand, and then if it was something like party, then I would probably type it with my right hand. Very
Hmm.
situational.
Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Good examples as well. Um, Oh yeah, so I was gonna ask, how long have you been able to type this fast? Have you essentially like always been able to, and you just kind of grew up on the computer and you were like that fast typer kid? I assume so because a lot of everyone that can type after past a certain limit, I feel like the answer is yes for everyone, but I'm just curious.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was on computers since a young age, probably since I was around 10 or 11. And so honestly, I played a lot of Minecraft when I was younger, and I think I built up speed over time just by chatting with people in chat rooms or in chat. Um, but it was never really that fast for me. I actually only did notice the big improvements when I started playing on Type Racer. Uh, I think the first race I ever did on there was in 2016, and that's where I started to hone in on like the actual typing techniques and how I can improve. Before that, though, just naturally, I kind of built up a speed. I think it was around 70 to 80 words per
Hmm.
minute, just from using computers a lot. Yeah,
Okay. And would you say you were at 70 or 80 back in 2016?
yeah, that's around where I
Oh
started on
wow.
Type Racer.
Okay. Yeah, you're way faster now then for sure. And then what? You just essentially just kept at it and just didn't give up until you were significantly better.
Yeah, I mean, it was never really in my mind like I need to be the fastest. I kind of just enjoyed typing. I enjoyed grinding races, like I've done so many, and I just kind of let the speed come as I played. Like, yeah, I mean, that was my
Hmm.
motivation.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I guess you weren't probably watching many like replays and going like, oh, I should have reached for the, or like I should have backspaced this a little quick or like something. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't too into it like
yeah,
that.
okay, that makes sense. Um, Another one that I had, I guess going back to the whole like, oh, did were you a fast typer growing up type thing? Something in general, I guess. Would you consider yourself uh, good at English in general? Which is kind of a side question. It's like semi-related, but I think over time, as somebody like types a lot, they're obviously reading a lot. They're obviously writing a lot. They're obviously going through lots of words. They obviously would need to know how to spell quite well because if you're somebody that like can't spell in general, I know it's just reading, but essentially like if you're a bad speller, I would assume that would get in the way quite a bit. So would you consider your English skills in general like pretty, like, because obviously you're, I was gonna say above average. You're not an above average typer. You're a pretty great typer. Do you have pretty great English skills? Would you say?
Yeah, well, I was born in Canada, and English is my first language. I speak a little bit of French as well, but I would say my English is pretty good. Like, as far as like my vocab goes, it's not like too extensive, but I find that I usually have a pretty good intuition on how to spell a word that I've never heard before, and I think that does come into play when typing. Just knowing the correct sequence of keys to hit, and getting used to common sequences that you see a lot, and being able to blitz through those. It really it does help for sure.
That makes sense. You could probably kill some spelling bees in that case, right?
I mean, they like to throw some curveballs there, so I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know about
right.
those
Some
ones, but
silent letters
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Um, okay, yeah. I was gonna ask about taking breaks. What is your stance on taking breaks?
Well, my stance is that it's really necessary. I mean, um, I love these hands. They do a lot for me. They're great. But you gotta respect them. Like if they're tired, you just gotta stop. Especially if you're feeling like any numbness, that can be really bad, like a sign of arthritis. I've never experienced that. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only times I've experienced like pretty bad fatigue, I've done a couple 24-hour typing marathons, and after that, my hands were pretty sore. But I gave myself adequate rest for the next couple of days and let them recover. But yeah, you really do have to rest and respect how they're feeling.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. Um, I guess going, continuing that note, eye fatigue. Do you ever get it? Because it's it's one thing to spend a lot of time on the computer and sort of be away from it, or you're glancing at this or glancing at that. But I feel like with the typing, it's often zoned in on the same spot and you're often so focused on making sure that you're staring directly at the text that you're not even like blinking usually. At least I'm not. I'm like very like I'm like I don't even think about it, but I'm not blinking very much. Do your eyes get fatigued easily? Do you notice them?
Honestly, I mean, not really. Like the whole focus thing. I think I'm able to blink through text just fine. Like you can find easy spots to blink in, which is kind of just an intuition thing. I think the bigger issue for me was that I was spending so much time looking at a screen every day. So a couple years ago, what I did is I pretty much I turned on the Windows nightlight to remove a bunch of that blue light. And since then I haven't really had any like headaches or eye fatigue at all. I think that's been a big help for me. But yeah, like you said, like focusing in on text, it's not really an issue for me, no.
Okay, yeah, good to hear. Do you prefer to sort of sit in a certain way? Do you have like a when you're typing? Are you always like lean back? Are you slouching typically? Is there a special way that you like to sit? And if you're not sitting that way, you're like, oh god, the whole vibe's off now.
Oh no, I mean I don't get like that. I mean I do try to sit up and have a good posture, especially if I'm doing something like where I have to focus or if I'm typing competitively. But oftentimes I do end up sitting in some awkward positions. Like sometimes I'll have my legs up on the chair if it's like late at night and I'm just tired and want to chill out. But yeah, I mean I try to keep a decent posture, and it does make a difference in typing speed, I think.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, I figure, yeah, if you sit not incorrectly, but if you do sit with a poor posture for too long, then maybe that could affect typing to some extent. Maybe I'm overestimating just how much though. I feel like the question was more catered towards like how athletes will sometimes have like a lucky pair of underwear or something that they need to like. I'm thinking
Yeah.
maybe there's certain typers that like need to sit exactly a certain way with like their. I mean that might be true. Where like they have to lock their arms and then I don't know.
That's interesting. I haven't heard of that from anyone, but maybe.
What about music? Do you listen to music during?
Yeah, absolutely. I love to listen to music. I enjoy quite fast-paced, energetic music. I find that gives me a lot of energy. Like electronic music is pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, if I'm more chill, I might throw like a movie or some TV shows on the side when I'm typing. But it's just nice to have something, especially when you're grinding so many races, just to make it a little bit more bearable, to have something to listen to.
Yeah, I agree. I just can't personally listen to music very much if I'm trying to focus, I guess, on like problem solving. But I guess there's not much problem solving with like typing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, if I'm ever like in a competition, I would shut all those distractions off, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I guess. Okay. Yeah. So it's more. Oh, if I'm gonna be sitting here typing, I'm gonna just like chill and listen to music. But there is like
Yeah.
I guess noticeable improvement if you were to just pause. So the music. I guess that's true for a lot of people probably.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool. And then, have you ever submitted any quotes to the site? I assume so.
Yeah, I have. There's a whole big master sheet that I'm one of the text reviewers for, um, and yeah, I've submitted probably around 100 quotes, and I think at least 40 or 50 of them have made it onto the site actually.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've noticed some
Yeah.
like almost prolific submitters, I guess you could say, where I'll be like, wait, it's that person again? And I've noticed some people like in the hundreds of text submissions, and I've just figured at some point I should probably submit some myself, but yeah, I figured I should ask about the quotes because it's a very cool part about the site that I like a lot. Just
Yeah, and, we are kind of far behind on like the text review process, and we haven't had any new quotes in a while. But yeah, I mean, the people you see who probably have a lot, probably Deroche is the name you might have seen.
mm,
He was one of the original text managers way back when there were nobody else, and so he was responsible for spitting like 1,000 quotes in the early days. So
wow,
yeah,
that's actually crazy.
yeah.
There might be. I wonder if there's like a cool way to like automate this in some way, like pull it from novels in a way, or
Oh yeah, it might be possible, but I mean that would give us even more content to review, and we're already
yeah,
behind.
that's true. Fair enough. So speaking of being a reviewer for that, you're also a moderator for the Type Racer Discord. Have you ever gotten any strange requests or things people come through, and I guess that goes for even just like messages through the site. What's like the strangest thing you've been propositioned for?
Strangest thing. Honestly, there hasn't been too many people that have been like weird in my DMs. I mean, I'm trying to think like um well, there was one guy actually who like when I was taking a bit of a hiatus from typing, I had like I stopped at like around 380,000 races and stopped for a few months, and there was somebody who came and they're like, "Hey, you're not using your account. Can I have it?" And I'm like, "No, you may not."
You're like, okay,
That was
you're
kinda
like, how much are you
ridiculous.
offering at least? Like, what, you just want it? Like,
Yeah.
what? That's
I
insane.
mean, I could have listened to some offers maybe, but no, that's just so ridiculous. No, you cannot have my account.
Yeah, that is a really funny request, actually. I'm trying to find out how to close WhatsApp, because this should not be open on stream. How do I log out? Can I at least log out of it? Please. Oh, no. Oh, can I? Down here? Profile? No. General? Log out. Okay. Done. Sorry, I saw a notification pop up for my sister, and I was like, I do not want more of those. Live, at least. I'm not a mean brother, I promise. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger sister. She's 16 right now.
Can she type just as fast?
No, definitely not. She yeah, she's more she uses her phone and like tablets a lot more than an actual keyboard.
Fair. Yeah, I think actually that's kind of just the way everyone's going in a way. I think over time I was like, oh, young people are gonna be able to type so fast once they grow up on keyboards and whatnot. But the tablet situation actually totally flipped it. I think that kids are actually getting worse at typing than they were.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like more tech savvy than other generations, but yeah, they just can't type. I think. I guess it'll come with time, but for me at least, like part of the reason why I can type decently ish, is just growing up on the computer basically. But like the only option was growing up on the computer. There weren't really tablets, and laptops were shitty. So
Yeah.
yeah, I remember certain Dell Pentium 2 processors that were trash. It's okay. I'll stop boomering it up. Do you have a good typing joke? Have you ever heard any good typing jokes that you can think of?
Man, I mean, typing joke.
It's a weird one. It's okay if you don't.
I can't. I don't think I can think of any right now. I mean, we're so focused on our words per minute that we have no time for humor, I guess.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, that was a good one too. Just, yeah, I'll accept that one for sure. Good one from the chat actually about one that I've brought up on a couple situations. Caps lock versus shift. Do you have an opinion on this? You probably use shift. Most people do.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Um, the for since how do I say this? In like around 2010, the most dominant typer was Sean Rona. People are probably familiar with that name the most. And he actually used caps lock because of its consistency, and I think that's the benefit of it. You'll never like accidentally capitalize an extra letter if you're using caps lock. However, it usually is kind of slower because you can't do it at the same time. Like shift is more of a timing thing, caps lock is a consistency thing, and I think they're very similar. I think actually Sean Rona, he wrote a book about it and he did an analysis on this, and it seemed that shift actually was faster amongst the faster typists. They can get it down precise enough to where it's not actually an issue. So I think shift works totally fine. There may be like very specific cases where caps is more useful, and it's nice to know those. But I think overall shift is probably the best.
Okay, yeah, interesting. That's I think basically the consensus that I had as well. I knew about Sean Rora's book, but I didn't actually know that he like did a whole analysis type thing on it. And I knew that he had like used it, but I just hadn't heard about the second half of him actually like going through and saying, oh, you know what, shift actually is quicker for most fast typers, but earlier on, I guess, yeah, consistency. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you about to say?
Yeah, well, I was just saying he there's like a whole a chapter or two where he does like an entire analysis of all these fast typists. He's gathered a bunch of data, and he talks about like the fastest and the slowest characters between all of them, and like their spacing speeds and that kind of thing. It's really
Oh,
interesting.
that is actually. Do you know some of these more advanced stats for yourself?
Um, I mean, he sent them to me quite a long time ago. I mean, I could see if I could find some.
Oh, and they were he
Like,
sent you your own typing stats?
yeah, my specific,
Oh,
because
cool.
I was subbed to his Patreon, so he was giving that to everyone who was subbed. I don't know, like, what are you interested in knowing?
Um, Mainly the characters one sounded interesting to me. Were there any specific characters that threw you off more than others?
Well, I may not be able to find the data right
Oh,
now,
that's okay.
but from what I remember, my slowest characters were 6 and 7 because they're on the number row, which is not too frequently used, and they're also right in the middle. So I often end up missing them, like hitting 8 and 5 and that kind of thing. So I'd like to get more practice in on that, but I still kind of struggle with 7. It's in a really awkward place for me. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. 7 is pretty awkward. I'm not sure which I would find for numbers. Maybe 0. 0 is pretty awkward, I find. But that's only because I'm like maybe left-handed. Like 2 isn't awkward, even though they use the same movement. I don't know if 2 is more awkward for 0 than you.
No, I mean the outer numbers like 1, 2, 9, 0 are pretty comfortable for me, and
Hmm.
then the closer you get to the middle, the
Yeah,
slower they get, pretty
yeah,
much.
5. Oh god, not 5. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
QWERTY and and Dvorak and all these. You've always used QWERTY and only ever used QWERTY, or?
Yeah, I mean, just the convenience of QWERTY keyboards everywhere. That was enough for me to just stick on QWERTY. And personally, I don't really see the benefits of switching to another layout. Like layouts like Dvorak is designed to accommodate the home row, and I think it does do a good job of minimizing like fatigue. So if you're actually having like wrist pains or arthritis, that kind of thing, and you need to switch to that, then that's fine. But if you're actually just looking for like a speed improvement, like pure words per minute, switching to another layout like really is not going to help you that much. QWERTY can easily accomplish speeds just fine. Switching's not really going to help. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. Good to hear. Is there one? Is there a particular layout that's been like, sort of either created or just adopted by fast typers as, oh, this is like the next big like QWERTY killer or something that's gonna be like way faster than QWERTY? Is that a thing?
No, it's really not. I mean, people have done like really deep analysis and to find like the best layout, but it's so niche that nobody really is ever going to adopt it. I see QWERTY dominating for a long time because you can get fast enough there. The tiny optimizations from a better layout is not enough to overthrow QWERTY. I don't think it ever will be.
Yeah, good stance. I think I totally agree. And then yeah, by the time you just totally rework your way up to where you were, you could have just gone better at QWERTY in that meantime. It's um, yeah,
Exactly.
pretty complicated. What kind of games do you play? Yeah, you must game.
Yeah, I do. Well, Type Racer,
Great.
if people didn't know, and then um, recently, I've been enjoying some Minecraft. Still fun. I don't know how it stays fun to this day, but I still enjoy it. I mean, other than that, right now, nothing too much, but I do enjoy some racing games like Trackmania is a lot of fun. And then I played a bit of Portal 2 as well. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. Great games, classics. What else did I have for you here? Oh yeah, when does typing fast turn out the most helpful to you? That was gonna be initially the question, but I guess like now throughout school is probably an answer. Without the answer being school, has typing been particularly? Have you found yourself in a situation either typing up like some not someone else's school assignment, but like a group assignment where you're like blazing through it and people are like, whoa, whoa, slow down. Anything like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, typing's been useful in like pretty much everywhere. I mean, yeah, like you said, school. When in high school, people would often notice like my typing speed and be like, "Hey, wow, you type fast," and that was fun. But yeah, just for completing assignments, it was really nice. I think another place that it's useful is communicating with people online, like through Discord. Just being able to get your thoughts out to them fast enough, especially if you're like in a big group of people, trying to keep up with the conversation can be hard if you're slow at typing. So it's nice to be able to just translate your thoughts to the screen as fast as possible.
Yeah, perfectly said actually. I couldn't say it better. The delay of like putting it in, but like translating your brain onto the screen. For some people, you notice it's like because people will try to have that conversation, and then maybe by the time that this person's reply comes in, this other person is like still typing for this first one, and they get super disjointed if even typing speeds are off sometimes. Being able to just get that out there, and in game chats, I find it very helpful as well. If I'm because then I don't have to stop around or whatever. I could like jump around a corner and then 2 seconds and I'm done, you know. So it's not as like oftentimes people get like killed as they're typing and then they're like, oh, I was typing, but you probably don't get in a situation like that ever.
That issue.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I have one for like the typical like, are there any idols you look up to? And this doesn't have to, I guess, even be like typing. Is there just people that you, look up to in life? Anyone? I guess idol is a strange word to use because it's like it. I'm picturing like a shrine in your house. It's probably not like that, but anyone influential in your life?
Well, I don't currently worship anyone. I mean, when it comes to typing specifically, I looked up a lot to Michael DeRoche. He was a big inspiration for me, and really kind of set me on this grind, especially after he retired. I want to keep racing. I mean, in life in general, honestly, I can't say that there's really anyone who's been like a big influence for me. I mean, there's been many different like creators along the way that I've enjoyed watching and supported, but as far as idolizing, honestly, not really. No.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's just a tough question in general unless you like are the type of person like have that answer ready to go, and I feel like that's typically what it is. It's like people will just like know the answer to that question, or they'll be stuck, not stuck in the situation, but like they'll essentially be like, yeah, I don't really have anyone, and I idolize them the same way actually.
Yeah.
uh
I mean, I find that I'm pretty self-motivated, so that helps.
yeah, that's good. Do you find that like, do you have to ever like convince yourself to type, like, oh, I probably will be in the mood to type if I just get myself started, or
Well, so when I do things, I try to make it so that I'm actually like I actually want to do them. I'm not forcing myself to do it. I think if you're forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do, it's probably not really worth your time. However, for the last about 190 days, I've been doing 1,000 races a day on Type Racer. Uh, Short quotes, so it doesn't take like the whole day. But there have definitely been times in there trying to keep my streak alive. That where I've been like, man, I do not want to
yeah,
type,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get up and do it anyways.
Okay, yeah, that's about where I was going because I saw you do some of these crazy challenges before on like your profile where you'd say, oh, the most that I've completed in a day or a week or a month, and if you answer this saying no, I always want to type, I'd be like, really, really, even
No,
during
no,
those every single moment, you're like, oh,
no,
okay, yeah,
no. That 1 month I did was so painful. I did it was
Six,
like 2,200 races a day from whole month, and I was just like so. The struggle for me was just finding something to be entertained. Like I ran out of TV shows to watch. I ran out of music to listen to. I was just so every day was so bad, but it was worth it though. Legendary
yeah,
number.
yeah, yeah. 69,420 races in 1 month, almost 70,000 races, everyone.
That's right.
Good, very good. And that's a lot per day. Even 2,200 is nuts. I don't get it. But that's, I mean, that's how you're at over 600 now. So
Hmm.
it makes sense. Another one I had was, do you have a pet peeve that typers will do? That other typers will do? Can you think of something that's like, oh god?
Well, I mean, obviously, my dad is a hunt and pecker, which is extremely painful to watch. Uses his two index fingers, types away like 12 words from it. That's terrible. But when it comes to actually actual typists, hmm. I mentioned this in the beginning. I think that people don't put enough practice into actually correcting typos. They put so much focus into like, oh, I have to be 100% accuracy all the time. So that I find that a little bit annoying that people don't take that into consideration, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. A funny one that my friend suggested actually, because I asked her advice for a couple fun questions. One was if you were to ever chalk up or deodorize in order to reduce like chafing of any sort, or like, is there any like trick that you've done, like some weird thing where you're like, oh, that's gonna seem weird to people if I were to bring that up out of context, or
well, uh, I think the only thing weird I've ever done like that before is when I was grinding out this one quote, they don't know that we know, they know we know, trying to get a speed of 400 words per minute, which was very hard. It hurt my hands a
and that's
lot.
your fastest so far, right?
Sometimes,
Just to clarify, that's your fastest score right now. And it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
one of the
402
top, it's
words
like
per
top
minute.
5 all time.
Yeah, it's fourth place
Okay,
right now,
nice.
all time.
Sorry, continue.
Um, yeah, so sometimes when I was grinding there, I find that to have my hands like very oh, it's hard to explain this, but they're cold to the touch, but they're like uh, warm, like they move quickly somehow. It's kind of hard to explain. So actually, one time when I was grinding out this quote over and over, I noticed that my hands were actually starting to warm up again, which sounds good, but it was actually bad in that case. So I went outside and I kind of dipped them in the snow to get them cold. Came back in, hit them with a bunch of heat, and that for some reason gave me a lot of speed, a lot of like precise speed for a
Ooh,
short
you
amount of
iced
time.
them.
So yeah, it's really weird. I
Hmm.
don't think I don't know if anyone else has done that, but I tried that one time and it kind of worked. I don't know.
Have you tried purposefully afterwards? Like with like an ice pack or like ice cubes or something crazy?
No, I haven't tried it again ever since then. It's I don't know.
Icing your hands for typing. That sounds medically valid,
Yeah,
right?
it could be. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe am I crazy? It kind of does. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, for this is gonna sound so lame, and my friends make fun of it. I don't really care. Back when I was super into CS, like 2015, 7 years ago. God damn, that's old. Or 2016. Um, I was a huge like I was so into it that my sense was so low that I had to aim like this. Right, that's how you aim in these games usually. And I'm a hairy guy. Okay, so as I'm aiming like this hair creeps all the way up my wrist, and I'm dragging the hairs on the mouse pad, and it's like
Ugh.
noticeably that I'm like, and then what I would do is I would shave my wrist so that I had like a nice clean
Yeah, nice and
nice
smooth.
slick surface to be able to. But then I
That
yeah.
that's justified. I'm calling
Okay,
it.
yeah, okay, yeah. You know what? I'm sure if I talked to somebody that was in a similar situation, they would, you know, I'm coping. It makes no sense, but
No, you gotta do what you gotta do.
why do you? Oh my god! Have someone DMing me on Steam. Shave your arms. Shut up. I'm closing Steam. Shut up. Okay, what kind of cat is that? Moving aside.
Oh, she's a Norwegian forest cat. She's
She's huge.
5. Oh, she's not that big. She's like,
Well, not like fat, but she's
she's
just like
pretty
a
small.
big cat in general. I think. Like, maybe. Am I crazy?
I think it's her hair takes up a lot of the space.
Mm,
She's not too big,
nice.
but she likes that. She likes to hang out to me or hang out with me, and sometimes she just likes to lay across my arms, even though I'm typing. No consideration.
You're like, I can't get to my 11. Is it 1100 a day? You said?
Just a
Oh,
thousand.
1,000. Yeah, I can't get my 1,000 a day unless you move off.
Yeah, but then I feel so bad of moving her.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have any other pets?
Yeah, we actually have three other cats in the house right now, and they are, I mean, the two, Caramel and a Chip. We adopted them when they were about a month old, and we've had them since then. And then the other two, Lily and Lucy,
Oh,
kind of
that's weird. I
fat cats,
have a
but
cat named Lily as well. Our only cat back home is named Lily, actually.
oh,
Pretty uncommon name
cool.
in general.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. Someone in chat had asked, do you have any thoughts on those split keyboards or any kind of different like ergonomic setups like that? So I guess I'll stop on the split keyboard part. Have you ever used one of those like down the middle ones?
I've never tried one of those out. I mean, I think they look a little bit ridiculous, but I mean, I know the ergonomics is like there, like the science behind it or whatever. Um, I but I mean, a lot of those keyboards are mechanical, and I don't really type mechanical, so I haven't had a chance to really try any of those out. Maybe there's a benefit, like it's kind of similar to like the different layouts. Like if it minimizes actual wrist strain and that kind of thing, then it's great. But I don't really see the need, like if you're trying to improve speed specifically. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. One other one, I guess another fun side one. Have you ever typed using the on-screen keyboard on TypeRacer?
On screen? No, I don't think so. I mean, I created an account for mobile racing once.
Oh,
So I did some mobile typing there. My average word per minute was like 60 or something.
hmm.
Um,
That's actually not
yeah,
bad for
but I
mobile,
mean,
surprisingly.
yeah, yeah. Actually, there's some ridiculous. I think people were like averaging like 90 or 100 on mobile, and I was like, what? How?
That's actually insane. Yeah.
I just, yeah, it's crazy, but yeah.
Do you want to do an on-screen keyboard race?
Oh man, I could.
Hold on, point.
Not too warmed up, but
It's on
let's see what
screen.
we
You're
can do.
fine. There's no warming up. Hold on, I gotta hide the invite link. Everyone's gonna be swarming for the on-screen race. I just wanted to try this once. I was like, it basically just popped in my head, and I thought this would be funny. Oh wait, hold on. The resolution of the on-screen keyboard changes depending on how big the window is. Like it skews massively.
Oh.
So I wonder if that's gonna affect anything. Probably not, but it kind of does. Maybe I guess just leave it. Just use whatever size on-screen keyboard window you want to. If it's too small, you might overshoot, and if it's too big, then you're just gonna take too long to go from letter to letter, I guess. I hope the on-screen keyboard even works the way I'm expecting it to.
This is like the window. Like you want me to like move my mouse around to each of these keys?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Kind of fun, eh?
Of course.
Okay, let's see. All right, hopefully we get a good one.
Oh, we won't.
Oh.
But hey, I mean, I've like once I went through incrementally each score from 3 to 250 all in a row. So I have some terrible scores saved on this account. So what's one more? Aw, this quote. This is such a terrible quote to do with this on-screen keyboard.
It's gonna take a while too. We'll see. All right, good luck.
Oh boy. Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
We may actually run out of time.
Oh, we may actually. You're right. On this one, you're right. Oh, thank you for Dono. But now's not the time. Oh shit. Sorry, language. Oh god. It's the only way I'm gonna beat you, Keegan. Hold on. Slow down. Oh shit. Oh my god. This is the content everyone's watching for.
Just looking at me so confused. I thought you brought a fast typist.
Well, yeah, why are you just clicking a bunch on this random? It's kind of actually pretty fun. Like way more fun than I was expecting it to be. Am I nuts?
It feels almost like an aim test.
Right? It does, yeah. Oh it even has like the hit marker sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, we did run out of time.
Ah, there we go. Out of time.
Well, that was fun. Do you want to go again?
I mean, I could here. If you want to actually finish the race, I can create one that has like a lower or a higher timer.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Give me a sec.
How do you do that? Is that a you thing?
So there are skill levels in the game that get assigned to you based on your average routes per minute, or like your average from the last 10. And based on that, it'll allot you more time to complete a race if you're slower. So what I did is I created an account and then got like one really slow race on it. So now any racetrack I make with that is just automatically gives you the most amount of time.
Like typist 1 through 9 is what your timer is?
No, that is based on how many races you are. But if you see at the top, it actually, I might not say if you're playing on the new theme. but there's a skill level. Like my skill level is Mega Racer, and there's different skill levels for different words per minute.
I'm trying to.
Okay, I'll send this link. Should hopefully work.
Oh, Mega Racer. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And also actually might give a shorter quotes too, so that'll make it more bearable.
Okay, yeah. Have you ever been a refresher?
I don't know what that is.
I guess someone that refreshes. I just made it up. I don't know if people call them refreshers.
Oh, like just somebody. Oh, like a quitter.
Yeah,
like
yeah. A quitter, yeah.
Nah. I think that's honestly really silly. Like I'm not like pure dedicated 100% non-quit. I mean, I can rage quit if I'm doing terribly, but if you're just quitting races just because you want to artificially inflate your race per minute, it's not gonna get you anywhere.
That's true.
So I usually just stick all the races through. It's not that bad.
That's true. Listen to him, everyone. I sometimes will rage quit, but and you know what? I'll even quit like if it's particularly like. But I guess that is just a rage quit. But if I'm gonna get like a 110 or something, I'll still probably stick it through. It has to be like double digit slow for me to be like, what is wrong with me? I'm closing this window. I'm closing this window forever, and I'm not coming back. Wait, did you end up sending the thing?
Yeah, I sent you the
cool.
link in Discord.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, this quote's more like it.
Okay. All right. Get ready. How do I show my keys? What's the best? Maybe up here? Sure. Oh, no. Oh. Ooh. Oh, God. I typed an entirely different word. Like, I completed it fully. And then had to backtrack.
Look back. Yep.
Ah. Ah.
Let's go.
To you. Okay. That it is actually surprisingly fun. I will say that.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Like I thought it was gonna be more of a joke, but it's nice. Okay, do you want to do one serious one? I don't think it's gonna be close personally. Do you want to type?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'd love to, but I don't know how well I can actually do. Might need to give him a couple chances here. Don't want to disappoint the audience. Let's see what we can do here.
Let's try it out. I might have to turn the mic down.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Hey, 142, that's good.
181.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I did a few bit bad parts, but 181 is really good actually. And you were like, "Oh man," but I guess that's just bound to happen. Okay, yeah, that was. I mean, that's probably gonna be how all of them go. So I'm good with actually. But I do kind of love typing. And you probably do too. Be with 600K. Do you want to do one other one?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, last one.
Nice and short.
Oh, you're right.
Lots of potential to choke word per minute though.
Yeah, that's true. It's the whole tilt thing we were talking about.
Oh no, I'm tanking. And there it goes. So easy to just lose so
Yeah,
much
I
word per
know.
minute now.
My O
Terrible.
key fell off during that because I have
That's
a
funny.
problem with my O key. Hold on, I need to turn my. Where's my mouse? Why is it blinking so much? Okay, there we go. Something to do with the on screen, maybe. I'm closing on screen. Yeah, my O key. I need a new keycap for it because it keeps popping off. Or maybe the switch underneath is fucked. I don't know. I guess that won't happen on a chiclet though. Another benefit to them.
Yeah, actually, there's no maintenance required.
You're right. They just work. I think actually speaking of those keyboards and like DeRoche specifically, he I think used it as well. There was like 1 or 2 times that I would hop into his stream. I believe he used his stream, and I think I caught him using it as well. And I wasn't aware at the time of people using those types of keyboards, but it made perfect sense to me once I saw that. I was like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, he was a big reason why I actually wanted to try it out. And as soon as I did, I was like, whoa, I'm actually fast. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's good to, I guess, you might as well take that like motivation, I guess, to try the new thing while you can.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I mean, I gave my keyboards their fair shot. I didn't want to discount anything, but it just does not work for me.
Makes sense. It's all good. Let me see if I had any others that I wanted to ask you. And in the meantime, if anyone else had any other questions for Keegan while we still had him, maybe even some fun ones. Doesn't have to be about typing. If you're curious what his favorite ice cream flavor was, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Do you have one?
Probably chocolate peanut butter.
Ooh,
Delicious.
that is really good. You're right. Have you tried like Moose Tracks?
Oh, that's a Canadian thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it is, but it sounds good probably.
It's from one of the Kawartha. Hold on one sec. One of the Kawartha dairy ones. I think I have it in my freezer right now. Oh god, don't look at my freezer. I forgot I'm streaming and you can see the whole freezer. That's like some like random ass thing leaking down the side. Moose Tracks. This is not sponsored, but it's really good, I promise.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are quite good. Haven't had them in a while though.
Okay, sorry. I should probably get some wireless headphones finally. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I was just saying those are good. I haven't had them in a while, but yeah. Quite good.
All of those Kawartha ones are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use anything your wrist while typing or just flat? Oh, yeah. How do you like wrist-ish? Like, I guess if you were to type something right now, how's your wrist typically? Is it like just totally even? Is it slightly raised, like a piano player maybe, or is it?
No, I rest my palms right flat on the desk since the keyboard for me is so flat, I can do that and like it don't have to raise my wrist too high. Pretty flat for me.
There's a request to for both of us to show our hands when typing. I don't know if you want to do another race and then pan the webcam down if you're not like in a messy scenario where you can, or.
Yeah, I might be able to. Let's see. I usually have some janky, like I set my webcam on a book for streams that I used to do. Let's see what we can do.
Hold on, how am I gonna do this? I haven't even thought about this myself. Do I put it on this thing? And then it doesn't angle that far down though. Hold on. This might work.
Let's see.
My keyboard's really messy. I hope no one makes fun of me.
I've tried like the angle down thing, but it doesn't. It's kind of awkward. It doesn't really work for me, so I'd have to like.
Oh, we might watch my O key fly off in real time.
That would be fun.
Everyone keep an eye on this bad
see.
boy right here. If you see a light, you know I'm fucked.
I don't know. Is this an acceptable
Oh,
angle?
for sure, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do another. Yeah, okay, this is a good one. Yeah, I'll turn my mic down as well. Oh no.
Oh no, not the best, but.
Yeah, me neither. Hopefully that gave him the answer he wanted. Let's do one more, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's wait for timer. Oh, that's a good one too. Nice. These words are simple too.
Almost halfway.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's about right. All right. Well, hopefully that satisfied the hand request.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'll be able to like look back and be like, oh, let's see. Have you done? Have you showed like your hands in a previous context? I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, I try to have a webcam on my hands when I'm streaming because I find people like to see that. But also in the Ultimate Typing Championships, it was actually like a requirement to make sure you weren't cheating. So yeah.
That makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Oh, I mean, I probably shouldn't complain about this because I already have before. But in the Ultimate Typing Championship, they forced you to use their keyboard,
Yeah.
and of course their keyboard was mechanical.
Ooh.
So I suffered a pretty big speed loss, unfortunately. So that was a bit tough, but it was still worth it. It was a lot of fun.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I guess their concern is people bringing in some sort of like keyboard that is like hacked with something that like when you plug it in preloads some software or something, or but that's like
I don't know, man. I think that
I know.
it's
It's a stretch. I know people, to be fair, I think people did exactly what I just said for different things. Like like I said, when I watch a lot of CS, that was a thing in CS. Like people would try to sneak in like mice that were like fraudulent and stuff. But I don't think people would do that for a typing tournament. And also, I feel like it'd be pretty obvious as well.
Yeah, I would think so, but I hadn't considered that actually. Yeah, I thought it was just because they wanted like, hey, look, our keyboards are so great that everyone's using them.
Ooh, okay. It's definitely that as well. Oh yeah, because this is one of the ones that would like give away a keyboard as a prize, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a ton of keyboards lined up to give away for that.
Oh, then 100%. That's a huge reason as well. I guess. Yeah. How many of these like type of tournaments are there usually? Like, how often do they come around? Are there like big players that like host them, or is it just like usually some random company that just goes, let's make a typing tournament?
As far as like really big ones, I mean, Ultimate Typing Championships only the really like well established like kind of international one. There were a couple other ones like Intersteno is one Sean Rona participated in. Uh, Other than that, though, it's often usually just like smaller. Like I don't know if you've heard of Key Mash, which is run by a couple people who also play Type Racer, and they have been doing their best to kind of team up with different esports companies and get like small sponsored tournaments and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's usually just like small things like that. Yeah.
Nice. Good. I mean, I would like to see more people get into it, possibly. Like it seems ripe for the picking for a company like I don't know, like a Logitech or like some random other company to just throw like a little bit of money into and have like a nice little like event thing for. But I don't know if I guess that but there probably wouldn't be enough what's the word I'm looking for? Interest? Not interest. I guess interest. I guess they probably do these types of calculations all the time and go like, oh, would this make money or not? I also think it's just like off the radar for most people in regards to typing. It's like not even like, I think people just don't even know it really exists as like a thing people do.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because I think there are a lot of incredible typists that are just kind of hidden in the shadows that those kind of tournaments would bring them out. We get to see like a crazy increase in words per minute and actually give Josh some competition or something. That would be fun to see. But yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. You're right. All right. I think that's basically all I really had for you. I don't want to keep you around too long, waste too much of your time. I really do appreciate you coming on and talking. It was really fun. I'm glad I got to ask all these just random typing questions. Yeah, is there anything you wanted to say or ask before you head out?
No, I mean, I think that's it for me. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we'll stay and we'll chat. I guess everyone make sure you go check out Keegan on all of his stuff. How often do you stream?
Oh, not consistently. I'll probably be streaming like when I break milestones, races, and maybe occasionally. But there's no schedule or anything. You just kind of gotta hope I'm there, maybe.
Yep, makes sense. I guess, yeah, for anyone watching, KeeganT on Type Racer, but also Twitch and YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, on Twitch it has an underscore after the T. But
Okay. KeeganT underscore Twitch, KeeganT on YouTube, KeeganT on Type Racer. Go look him up. Give him some follows. Give him some love. Thank you for coming on. And
thank you, man.
It was a great time. See ya.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Wow. What a cool guy. That was fun.